Hello, I'm Hayley Legs. I'm here today in the back of a van with an open door in the cold with Conan. Hello again.
Hello again.
Conan, it's good to see you again since Hellfest
Yeah,
a couple of years ago.
Thank you.
Slightly different temperature this time.
More layers on now.
So this is your 10-year anniversary this month, isn't it, as a band?
Yeah, in a way, it's 10 years since we did our first ever demo. So yeah, it's one way of looking at it.
Yeah.
We formed a little bit sooner than that,
Yeah.
and we didn't really get serious until after that date. So it's hard to pin it down. But yeah,
Well, you might as well have as many anniversaries as possible. It sells more tickets.
Yeah, totally. It feels good. It doesn't seem like 10 years, like. But...
Well, it hasn't been for them.
No, it's true. No, we didn't really get serious until a long time after that. So, but yeah, we'll cling to that. Sounds good.
Would you count as like the first full-length albums as becoming serious?
Yes, certainly. Once it was released, yeah. 'Cause when it was recorded, there wasn't any plans for it really. Talking about Horseback Battle Hammer here. Yeah, so when that was released, that was when I would say maybe we started getting a bit more serious after that, and we started playing outside of Liverpool and stuff.
You're like, oh, people actually like this. We should probably put some effort in. And
yeah, it kind of took us by surprise. You know, it was cool. It was weird. You know, like getting that first like record deal, as it were, at the time. It felt like it was an insane period of time. You know, for the band.
When you actually realise this could be a thing rather than just a hobby.
Yeah, just like having someone say, "Oh, this is cool. I want to release it." It was an amazing feeling. Never felt it before. So.
And the last album, Revengeance, came out last year, and that was the first one with all three of you on the lineup.
Yeah.
And one of you was the producer for a long time before that.
That's me. Yeah. I mean, I'd actually worked with John on every Conan proper release, i.e., studio album. Since Horseback Battle Hammer, so 2009, and me and John have actually been in touch a bit before that. We had my old band had done a split with friends of his band, friends of his, and we talked about amplifiers and whatever, and then eventually we recorded Horseback Battle Hammer together and stayed in touch ever since. But I didn't actually join the band until just after we'd recorded Blood Eagle, which was the previous album. And so I've been in the band now 3 and a bit years.
So you're already really comfortable with the material, obviously.
Yeah.
So a good way to join a band, like quite solid. And so you're going on a European tour in a month or two, is it?
In March.
So that was with remind me who your tour mates are for that one.
Hark,
Downfall of Gaia,
that was it.
and High Fire.
High Fighter. Yeah, there's 4 of us all together.
Oh, that's quite a chunky tour.
Yeah, we're going on a nightliner for the first time. We've
Nice.
Simply so we can all keep in the same place at the same time. I think it's like herding cats, probably, isn't it? With so many bands on the road in different vehicles. But yeah, you know, we know almost all of the people who we're touring with, and close friends with some of them. So it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Oh, that makes for a good tour.
Yeah.
What's been your favourite tour mates so far?
Me personally, High on Fire.
That's a tough one. Serial Hawker in America, they were great hosts. Tour mates, I don't know. They'd probably be up there.
Yeah, they would be a very close second for me as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to say really. I mean, when you're touring with, depends on the tour really. Sometimes you do a tour with a band you're very close physically, you know, in the same van and whatever, and then other times you'll just play a couple of shows with the same band, and it sort of gets lumped in as being touring with so and so. But really, it's just like logistically, you just happen to be playing the same gig sometimes. But so that's kind of different vibes. But I don't know. It's always fun. Every band we've ever played with has been cool, really, isn't it? I'd say.
It's been awesome. Yeah. I mean, I only said High on Fire there without any hesitation, simply because it had been a dream of mine for many years. and they were like a big. I am and was a big fan of theirs. So when they asked us to support them, that just blew my mind.
Yeah.
I was going to say, actually, there were a few tracks on Revengeance that sounded quite a little more like High on Fire than the traditional Conan stuff. Had you taken some influence from them?
I don't know. What do you think?
Well,
It's like
there'd always be an influence.
Always to a degree. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, we've always like even if we play High on Fire style riffs but slow.
Yeah.
You can maybe see an influence in there, but yeah, I mean, you could say there was in certain parts of like a change of pace on Revengeance, where we found that we were able to play that sort of speed convincingly. Well, Rich actually joined us not just before we recorded Revengeance. Rich joined us a while before Revengeance actually, and we've certainly, since Rich has joined, we've certainly become. As happy as we were with the previous style, we were able to add a lot to it when Rich joined, and I think really being able to record Revengeance in this lineup now was a real like eye opener for me. It's like it was almost like I was worried that it might sound a bit like the other albums, a bit too close to it, and actually we were able to really add a lot more to what at that point was the Conan sound. Now I'm made up with it.
Yeah, it's like a growth in
definitely.
style, definitely.
Yeah, because it's you know we release often, and we got into a little bit of a pattern with it. So you've got to be careful that you're releasing stuff that does justice to what's there, and you're not like sort of like I don't know. But you've got to be. It's got to be worth doing.
Yeah.
And Revengeance was amazing.
Well
I
worth
listen to it
doing.
all the time. Still, you know.
Not revolve. That's what Alan Partridge slipped in there.
Yes, Alan Partridge. So I saw on your Facebook page that you'd been offered an Entombed tour, but took it down. Turned it down.
Yeah.
But they kept you on the poster. Was there any particular reason?
No, that I think
It was crosswise, I think, really, wasn't it? I mean, we were.
I mean that you turned it down.
It was just, it wasn't we couldn't do it. I mean, I was busy in the studio. John was busy with and you were actually driving the Skull then.
Yeah.
Yes, John was
a few
like
different reasons.
Yeah, so we weren't actually able to do it, and I think it just maybe one person didn't necessarily get the message in time before they announced this, and then all of a sudden it's kind of like, oh yeah, great, well, you're playing that your thing.
We just assumed.
We're not doing it. And then it's like, oh, why have you turned it down? It's like, well, we didn't turn it down as such. We were never able to do it in the first place.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
fair enough. No big dramas.
yeah,
No,
exactly. Yeah.
Big fans of Entombed. Like it would have been cool, but we weren't able to do it. So it's like,
Oh well, I'm sure.
it happens, doesn't
Well,
it?
you've pissed them off now. You won't be invited back.
Oh no, let's hope not. Let's hope not. Oh, have you pissed them off?
No. I'll ask him
Gossip.
sometime.
Sorry. Anyway.
Like, so I hear Conan turned you down. They didn't think you were good enough.
That's on camera now. We've said it now. We've been honest.
So what were your other biggest influences from like where you grew up and for the doom sound?
Well, if you asked me personally, mine stemmed from Slamatics, High on Fire, Black Cobra maybe. They were the bands that I listened to when I first started playing this sort of music. Prior to that, I was always into just rock and grunge and punk rock, Green Day and Foo Fighters. And then I slowly started getting heavier in what I wanted to play. And then all of a sudden I heard Slamatics and it was like, okay, that I want to do that.
That's what I want to do.
And it's grown from there. But like we've all got different influences for sure, and I think that's really, really good.
Yeah, well, that's part of the growth as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
Getting
totally.
different inspirations.
It helps us get-
You were part of a documentary recently, weren't you? You filmed for a documentary on doom metal in the UK.
Yeah, they interviewed some of us at a festival in Sheffield briefly, and then they lost the footage, so they had to rearrange the footage again. They got some live footage of us in there, and then they turned up one night to the studio and we said a few words about like the scene, the studio. They asked us some stuff on about mental health and drugs and things like that within the music industry. It was interesting to talk about those things, and you know, for the band to be like thought of as being someone that they want to speak to in that way, it was pretty cool.
And what's the name of that? When's it coming out? Do you know?
Well, I actually don't know the name. I think it's called the Doom Doc at the moment.
Makes sense.
Yeah, the Doom Doc.
Yeah.
And
they managed to interview Bill Ward as well for it, so that's
great.
Yeah, that's quite
I don't
cool.
know.
So you're up there with Bill Ward.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
quite
I mean,
cool.
obviously, you know, we know Bill from a while back. You know, I'm joking, of course. But yeah, it should be pretty cool. And obviously, we're chatting to one of the guys just the other day actually, and he was telling us how they're getting on. So,
Nice.
Yeah, so looking forward to seeing how it comes out. Actually.
yeah, it should be good.
I should look out for that with great anticipation.
Yeah.
Last question. So you're planning on recording a new album again this year?
Well, we would like to. We just need to get rehearsing and writing. We almost got some time this week, but like family stuff took over for me, so unfortunately we weren't able to. But you know,
It's the next step, though, isn't it? We're ready.
we're ready. We're ready. We're hungry.
Literally.
We've done a lot of touring up until now, between the release of Revengeance and here as we sit here, and we're ready to go. You know, we think Revengeance was amazing, and it really marked not a change in direction, but more like we flowered a little bit more, if you want to be sort of, I don't know, wordy about it. But
Or
I think
revolution, as Alan Partridge would say.
yeah, and this album, I'm really excited to see how it's going to sound with us, because
Yeah.
we've played together a lot more now, and we come up with stuff and just in sound check. I'm like, yeah, I'll remember that for next time. So
And you've got a nightliner on the next tour now. You can sit down together and start getting some ideas
we
together
can lie
on
in
the
our
bus.
bunks and just
Yeah.
tap out a riff on the drum or something like that.
And annoy the rest of the bands.
Yes, of course.
All right. Well, thank you for talking to me again. And looking forward to the show tonight.
Thank you.
Cheers.